Hi, so today we're going to be talking about Mercury in Scorpio, and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is all about death, rebirth, transformation, purging, um, the dark secrets, um, and just a lot of baggage. It rules the underworld, and it rules everything that you keep hidden or everything that needs to be purged, everything that needs to be let go of or released. Right? So, and Scorpio is also a fixed sign, so this can indicate their stubbornness, their ability to maintain patterns, and their solid nature, as well as their loyalty. Scorpio is also a water sign, so they can be prone to introspectiveness, psychic attunement, intuition, and just more emotion based thinking and communication. Right, so let's talk about Mercury and Scorpio. Now, I really see this placement as being secretive for one thing. It can be very secretive because they're very selective about what it is they choose to reveal to you. They're very picky about what they choose to express from like what they're thinking about or what their ideas are, what their beliefs are. They can just be very selective about who it is that they reveal those things to, as well as just like how it is that they say things. They can be very like strategic about that type of thing, about their communication style. So apart from being and secretive and selective about who they tell their thoughts to and their secrets to, they also have a very sharp razor-like mind, and this can make them really good analysts, really good at studying any kind of subject that they want. They have a way of just wrapping their minds around anything that they want to learn about, whatever it is. Like, if whatever they choose to commit their minds to and commit themselves to learning, they're gonna go like really hard at it, and they're gonna like just become super obsessed with it, to the point that like they can just go all day just focusing on that one subject. They have like this incredible focus, and um, this makes them very good students, um, as long as they're passionate and interested in what they're learning about. Otherwise they're just not going to care about it. Their heart's not going to be in it. So it helps for them to be passionate about the things that they learn about, because it is their passion and their steadfastness that keeps them going for the long haul when it comes to learning new subjects and learning about new people, or just anything that they set their mind to, really anything that they can wrap their minds around and commit themselves to mentally. They're also really skilled and really talented at cutting through people's bullshit. So their lie detector, all of these people are born with built-in lie detectors. So you really can't get anything past them at all. Like, they're just very good at detecting the truth and uncovering the truth, and like they make really good detectives. So anything like what I said earlier, anything that they're passionate about, anything that interests them, they can become so absorbed in it and so obsessed with the thought of it that they'll just go hard at trying to investigate anything that they can about it, anything about it that they can analyze. They're gonna go all in and put their whole mind, body, and soul into learning about it. And so that can also go with learning about people. And taking in information from other people and learn and just knowing or having this sense, having this intuition that if it's the truth or not. And these people, like, something very ironic about them is that while they are so intent on discovering the truth, so obsessed with uncovering other people's secrets, they themselves have a tendency to hide and to cover up. So it's weird that they're so interested in other people's lives, so interested in other people's thoughts and deepest, darkest secrets, and yet they themselves have their own skeletons in their closet and their own, like, weak spots that they're never going to show to you and they're never going to reveal it to you. And so they also have this really powerful intuition. This helps them in discovering other people's truths and detecting lies. So their intuition really helps them in getting to know people a lot better, a lot deeper, and more at a soul level rather than anything superficial, anything like just any type of information that like anybody could figure out or anyone would have access to. Like, they're good at, and they want to know, they want to have conversations with you about deep things and about deep matters. Like, what are things that really matter to you? And they really hate small talk. To them, it's very shallow, superficial. And if you know anything about Scorpio, they go deep, and they're not interested in shallowness or small talk. They're not interested in talking about like the weather or what you had for breakfast that morning. They're interested in depth. So if you naturally are a deep person or a person who can sometimes have dark or scary thoughts, this is a person to have a conversation with because they like to talk about those types of things. They're anything but shallow, anything but shallow conversationalists. These people are also good at keeping their promises and good at following through on their word. Once they make up their mind about something, once they form an opinion or a belief or an idea about something or someone, it's not likely that they're going to change their mind about it. Scorpio is a fixed sign, so because of that, they have a quality about them that is very solid and loyal, and just it stays put. It's very stubborn, and like the other fixed signs, their minds are not likely to change very easily or quickly. So if we're talking about Mercury here, that's their thinking, that's their communication, and their ideas, the development of ideas. And so with Scorpio, their thoughts are very much staying put, and their ideas and their like way of speaking, way of expressing themselves is not likely to change over time. So I think that keeping their promises and never going back on their word is like just another manifestation of them having really solid and unmoving opinions about people and unmoving like trains of thought, if that makes sense. Like, they're not likely to go back and like change their mind about anything. So once they make a promise to you or once they say that they'll do something, they tend to act on it. They tend to keep their word and to just follow through on that. I also feel that Mercury and Scorpio can have a tendency for deep and dark thoughts. So because their thoughts are so powerful and their minds are so powerful and so concerned with depth and all things hidden and everything that's concerning the soul and concerning like the deepest, darkest parts of people, including themselves, they can have the capability of getting to this dark and scary part of their own inner self. So while I'm not saying that all Mercury and Scorpios have a tendency toward depression or towards like being like super emo or super dark and morbid, but they can get to that point. Like if certain things around them or in their life is like happening to them, or like motivating them to like get in that space in their head where those thoughts do come out, and where those thoughts are triggered and um, more likely to manifest, then yeah, like they are gonna go to that place, and that place does exist in their mind, and it's in this place where they can find the most doubt. They can find the most. They can be at their weakest, because this is not a place of strength. This is not a healthy or strengthening or empowering place for Mercury and Scorpio. They kind of expose themselves or expose their inner weaknesses to themselves, and it's in this darkness that they may feel weak, but it's also a place where they rise up and can transform that darkness into something more creative and more constructive. So you probably heard of Scorpio being represented by like the phoenix, and how this whole death and rebirth cycle that is connected to Scorpio, um, what this has to do with the phoenix. And so the symbol of the phoenix is that with Scorpio, they need to die in order to live, and they need to keep dying in order to keep like regenerating themselves, in order to keep being reborn and starting over and starting anew. These thinkers are all about cycles, and so sometimes in order for them to get new ideas, in order for them to keep their minds fresh and sharp and like always on point, they need to like go to explore their darkest depths and their lowest lows, so that they can rise up out of that darkness and create something new and like just start all over. And it's through that cycle, it's through that death and rebirth that they do find strength, and they do harness that inner power within themselves to transform. Right? Scorpio is about transformation, and it's about starting all over again after you've died. And they do this over and over and over again. So with Mercury here, they're gonna find that cycle, and they're gonna want to go through that cycle, or have a tendency to go through that cycle when it comes to their daily thoughts and their daily communication. They can be very subjective about how they see the world and how they go about like forming conclusions about situations. Like they can approach situations very subjectively, and it's a lot of their decisions are based on how they're feeling. It's based on how situations and people make them feel, and like it's not always this a detached or objective judgment that they have about things and people. And so sometimes it can feel like unfair the way that they judge you. This Mercury placement can be very judgmental, and just this kind of goes hand in hand with them forming very strong opinions about people and sticking to those opinions and not being likely to change their mind about people. Like so yeah, it can lead to them, it can indicate them being judgmental. It can show a mind and a set of opinions that are just hard to change, and just it's very like the way that they perceive you is not likely to change. And so it's hard for them, it's hard for you to, when you meet them, it's hard for you to like change their minds about you, because yeah, once they form an opinion about you, it's like you gotta try hard to impress them and try hard to like get them on your good side. So I think that's about it for Mercury and Scorpio, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So next time I'll be back with another Mercury sign video. I'm not sure which one yet, but give this video a like and subscribe. Thank you.